Mr. Mayor, what do you say when Hamas boasts that this is a great victory for them, the decision by the FAA to stop U.S. carriers from flying in and out of Israel?
If somebody scares you and it goes boo and you get scared, then it's your own problem. We're not scared. We think it's a non-issue. If we thought it's an issue, we would probably guide all, including and maybe first of all, El Al, to maybe do something else than the normal. But right now, residents of Israel, Americans, Europeans fly all airlines. They're all the same for us. And the reality is that if Hamas goes boo and you get scared, you're helping Hamas get its goals.
All right, folks, welcome to Gimme 5. The mayor of Jerusalem there with Mayor Bloomberg. This was before the FAA lifted their ban on flights to Israel earlier today. But you got to see more of this. Watch.
Everybody seems comfortable. Everybody thinks they're well protected by an army and an air force that knows how to fight and is out there trying to protect them. And when they walk down the streets, when they send their kids to school, when they go to the parks, when they get to a concert, they feel safe. If you don't feel safe here, I don't know where you'd feel safe. And I think the State Department is just overreacting in typical bureaucratic fashion.
All right, so Wolf wants to know if this was political in nature. Uh-oh.
Political reasons for that?
Why would you think that?
Do you think it? I'm asking you.
That's ridiculous. Why would you think that? It's an outrage for you to accuse one of our agencies.
I'm just asking.
By asking the question, you're implying that our government does things for political reasons, and maybe every once in a while they do, but it's your job to prove it. Just the allegation against our government, I personally take as an offense.
No, I'm just asking you if you thought that there was some political motive behind the travel advisory or the FAA
Number one, I wouldn't know.
Because a lot of people in Israel do, you know.
I don't know, you don't know, and the other people don't know. But just the tone of the question of trying to create dissension, it's insulting to America.
What do you
I got to tell you, first I thought he was being tongue-in-cheek and facetious and saying, oh, Wolf, what are you implying? That our State Department would be political? But I guess he was really serious. I admire him for going, but he's still the same arrogant guy who thinks he's entitled to everything that he's always been, and more.
You walk the streets of the city of Jerusalem, speak to people. We just met a group of American teachers that came here for a week, and we asked them, how safe do you feel? They feel safer than they do at home. At least as good, if not as safer. And so you walk the streets, you go to the restaurants, you go to all around the country practically, and people are very cautious, but running their life as usual. And we don't get scared from terrorists. As a matter of fact, we'll haunt them and hit them.
There you go. Now, you want to see Bloomberg go after Wolf Blitzer again for another question? It wasn't Wolf's day. Watch.
You know, so much of Israel's economy is based on tourism. It's a huge export industry.
It absolutely is.
But, you know, the tourists are not coming right now. They're worried about what's going on.
Well, why do you think that?
Because there's a war with Hamas going on.
All I know is if the airplanes can't fly, the tourists can't come. But you haven't...
Even before that, but now especially.
I've never seen statistics that say tourism slowed down. Now you're going to see an outflow of people from around the world who want to come here to demonstrate that they value their freedoms, and if you take away the freedoms of the people here, you will be taking away their freedoms no matter what country they come from.
All right, now Bloomberg relates this, and that the demise of Israel is very premature to predict economically, and he relates it to 9/11 in downtown Manhattan, where the World Trade Center was. Watch.
And all of those people, the talking heads who kept saying it was the end of the world for New York, they couldn't have been more wrong, because New Yorkers and Americans pulled together. And you see the same thing happening over here of Israelis and people in Jerusalem.
Mr. Mayor.
Well,
thanks very much for joining us. Mr. Mayor, thanks to you as well.
Thank you as well, Wolf. You're also...
I've been here for almost 2 weeks.
How secure do you feel?
I feel very secure. But
you want to make sure that's on television?
It's on television. People are watching you right now. Back in the United States, they'll be watching.
All right, way to go. So Wolf said he felt very secure, and Bloomberg, smart, said you want to make sure that's on television, and it was live. Believe me, if it weren't live, they would have cut it out. You know it, and I know it, and I know that you know that I know it. Anyway, so good job by Michael Bloomberg, even though I didn't like him as mayor. I'm glad he's not mayor, although compared to Bill de Blasio, he was a king. I mean, I don't mean in a bad way. I mean, he was great. All right, we're coming back, but stay tuned for your Newsmax Now update.